What's up guys, Kimchi Chris here, and today we're talking about the hottest band in the land, Kiss. More specifically, I'm going to give you guys a beginner's guide that'll give you some different places to start depending what you're wanting out of the band, but honestly I feel any of these will give you a good representation of them, and depending what you're wanting, you'll definitely find something you like here. So let's get right into it and talk about the first record I would recommend to get into my favorite band. That record would be Alive. Alive came out in 1975 and it is a live record, and it was the breakthrough record for the band. This is the record that took them from relative obscurity to becoming the superstars that many people know them as today. When this record came out, it was a double record because of vinyl's limitations, but by today's standards it's really just a lengthy one-disc endeavor, and it features so many staples that the band still have in their live set to this day. Of course, the classic Rock and Roll All Night, Deuce, Strutter, Black Diamond, 100,000 Years, and so many more. Now, as great as Alive is by itself, I wouldn't recommend purchasing it that way. Right now on Amazon, if you're buying the remastered CD, it's about $18 or so, which is a great deal for the double disc set. But for $24, you can get the Alive 1975 through 2000 box set instead. And even though it might sound like a lot to dive into a box set for your first release, if you get this, you're going to get Alive, Alive 2, Alive 3, and the Millennium Concert. Basically, you're going to get the equivalent of 6 CDs for $24, and Alive will really introduce you to the first 3 Kiss records. Alive 2 really introduces you to the next 3. Alive 3 really encompasses the next decade plus of the band, and then the Millennium Concert is a little bit unessential, but it is a live documentation of the reunited lineup from the 90s. So I would definitely say this is the way to go if you're looking to purchase these on CD, because it's a great deal. It's remastered really well. These records have never sounded so good, and this is really a great starting place that'll give you all the essential songs you really need before you dive into the full discography. Now, if you don't like live records and you want to jump in with a studio record, a really good place to start is Destroyer, which came out right after Alive in 1976. This is the record where the band basically started to take a different approach and incorporate a lot more elements into their music, and as a result has a lot more diversity to it, from songs like God of Thunder to Beth to Detroit Rock City, and it has a huge amount of classics and is considered one of their best studio recordings. This is a great place to start if you want to hear the variety of the band. Now, if you want just a straightforward rock and roll record that really shows Kiss at their mid-70s peak as well, I honestly would say Love Gun is one I personally recommend even a little bit more. It has just as many classics with, of course, the title track, Shock Me, I Stole Your Love, Christine 16, and so many more. And I really just think it's a great record. This is one of my favorite Kiss records, even more so than Destroyer, and it's just a great place to start and really see what the band was about. And my third recommendation for just a straightforward studio record to start with for the band would be Creatures of the Night. This came out in 1982, and if you're into what you feel is the heavier side of Kiss, this is a great place to start. It does have one ballad with I Still Love You, but other than that, it's about as metal as the band ever got, with songs like the title track, War Machine, I Love It Loud, Killer, and a lot of other great songs. There's not a bad song on this record, and it's really a great record to start out with. Now, if you're thinking a full studio record or a live record aren't really your speed and you're wanting something that's a greatest hits type of compilation record, there's tons of those to choose from with Kiss, but as a result there's tons of mediocre ones and a couple good ones as well. Basically, what I would recommend if you wanted a compilation would be going with the very first one, Double Platinum from 1978. Basically, this gives you a compilation of just the first 6 albums, and sure, it does ignore stuff after that, but it's a really good starting place, and it really does summarize the heyday 70s career of Kiss pretty well and pretty concisely, and it's a pretty decent starting place with the band. Now, if you're already familiar with the makeup era of the band and you were really looking to get into the non-makeup years, a great starting place would be with Revenge. It came out in 1992, right after the hair metal era of the band, and it really is the closest thing to a lot of the 70s material, and the band was really firing on all cylinders after all of the hair metal stuff, and unfortunately the passing of Eric Carr. Features a lot of great songs like God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Unholy, Take It Off, I Just Want, and so many more. It's just such a great record. It ranks right up there with the 70s ones and even better than some of them. It's a great starting place as well, but just doesn't have as many of the hits that people recognize and consider the classics of the band. And for my final recommendation here, if you're looking for something visual to start your Kiss journey with, you don't want to just listen to it, you want to see the spectacle that you've been told about through the years, I can't recommend the Kissology series high enough. Kissology Volume 1 in particular is going to be the DVD you want. It concentrates on 1974 through 1977 and has a ton of concert footage, several TV appearances, interviews, and all those kind of things. It's basically a sampler of a lot of the great bootlegs that are out there but released commercially by the band, and it's an amazing place to start. You're going to see the live shows from Alive, Destroyer, Love Gun, all those great times for the band, and these are some of the best DVDs. Now, for someone that's a hardcore fan like myself, I'd seen a lot of stuff already, but if I was new to the band, this would have blown me away, and it still blew me away even being a hardcore fan. So that's definitely a great place to start, and if you enjoy it, Kissology 2 and 3 are amazing as well, and for bonus points you can even buy the 3 different versions of each of these DVDs to get bonus discs with them if you really want to get hardcore like I did. And that about wraps it up for my recommendation video here. Now, I know there are some Kiss fans that won't agree with everything I recommended. There's some that might tell people to start with Unmasked if they're into pop music, or Asylum if they're more into the hair side of things, but I think this is a good list that really shows Kiss in their commercial peaks and really gives you a good recommendation of what to check out if you're really just trying to get into the band, and you can explore all that other stuff at your own pace. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Definitely give this video a thumbs up, and maybe even subscribe to the channel for my future content. I'm going to have tons more Kiss videos, heavy metal videos, anime, video games, and all kinds of stuff coming to this channel in the coming weeks and months. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.